And we are live. If I'm seeing it correctly, yeah, we are. Really amazing. I want to take this opportunity to go a little bit further on the conversation that I had yesterday with a buddy of mine, someone who I already know 15 years at least. At that time, I started dealing with him, with interacting with him more often. And yesterday we came across a certain conversation about the concept of time, which was a very interesting one. Is that a lot of us are still experiencing that feeling of busyness and that feeling of overwhelm and stress and us needing to perform and to do most with our time, which is a very interesting one, especially if like the people that are in my circles now, especially in the digital world, are well aware that I'm relatively active within the spiritual world. And within the spiritual world, there is something called the time bending concept of you time bending reality. So instead of something taking an hour, then taking half an hour and 15 minutes and 10 minutes and 5 minutes, with that idea of mindset, which is a very interesting one. And it's yeah, especially like I've been doing productivity work to help people to escape their feeling of overwhelm, busyness, like be in control over your actions instead of your time, like managing time and just piling up and making everything more efficient, which is a very interesting one if that is your goal, because then the end result, I see that quite often in certain situations as well, when they're promoting something like, now you can do 10 reels within 1 minute, like supercharge your productivity. I'm like, yeah, but did I actually need it to make 10 reels? Like, most people don't. Like, there's only very select group of people that actually need it. And then in the quality they have been doing this, so including marketing, including business, including your personal brands, like if you can grab an AI tool that does that within 1 minute, either like the quality will be bad and the vibration, so the brand frequency will not be in that state of your brand. So my advice, just as general, if someone starts to pitch you something with the idea of it will save you time, think very careful upon you wanting to do this. Because the trick thing is, many of us want to experience freedom. And we have been taught that how to experience freedom is to do more in a certain way. Like work harder, quicker, faster. And the thing is, it's not really that. Or at least that's how I see it. But let's kind of get back to it. Like that concept of time bending is like the processing speed of your brain is way quicker comparison to your skill of communicating this to the outside world. Way quicker. And the concept of time bending starts to appear if you're thinking about multiple traction. Now, it's difficult to actually explain. If you have all of the scenarios of possible situations inside of your head, and you're like, okay, this is my end result. Something in a week, in a month, in a year. What do I really need to do to make this happen? Like really tune into your own knowledge, your own power. Because as human beings, as that thing that we call consciousness, is so powerful, so you can focus upon a storyline that you have in the future and to base your options based on that. As in, okay, I want to create $1 million. Okay, what do you need to do? Like really tune in. You need to sell one product of $1 million. You need to sell 1,000 products of $1,000. Um, so this, of course, is now revenue. It's not like netto earned income. But creating that storyline inside of your mind is like, okay, but what exactly do you need to do? And I don't actually know if this makes sense in the level of depth. Because I speak with a lot of people, and what a lot of people have the tendency to do is to explain their own point or their own idea, which is basically what I'm doing now as well. But but they're trying to do that live in front of someone without actually tuning into that person, as in, hey, like, does this make sense? The stuff that I'm telling. And we as civilized people, we're like, yeah, yeah, and you keep you're listening and you're not actually like tuning in to, yeah, but really this doesn't make sense. Like you're all over the place. And like partially, and this is also within the circles that I'm in right now, I've got amazing people around me, and I feel like that um, it's a journey that I've been doing, as in advice from Jordan Peterson. Only talk to those people who actually listen. If people don't listen, stop talking. Don't even try. Because your input, your value is so massively, that's almost a shame, or at least when I'm seeing two people have a conversation and I'm seeing one kind of tuning out and the other person keeps talking, trying to explain it or try to get it back. I'm like, just limit your sharing, yeah, it's a big one. And I'm seeing that now with conversations that I have around me sometimes. Um, but in general, like let's get it back because I noticed that I'm all over the place with my storyline as well. Don't focus on um, doing something quicker for the sake of you being more productive, because that's the dark side of productivity. If someone tries to sell you something that increases your time span, be very careful upon, do I actually need this? Like tuning into each other and actually being there. Is this aligned with your own goals, with your own vision upon the world? That's a very important one. The other one is that concept of time bending. If you're reducing what you're doing in the outside world and tuning into your internal world and then seeing, okay, what do you actually need to do to create something of your vision, then stuff becomes even more powerful. Like time bending starts because you can think way quicker comparison to what you can do physically and even talkative, like in your voice. Like your mindset is so much deeper and so much more clear. And the only challenge is to how to communicate this properly to the outside world. And then using something like the personal acknowledgement system, the PKS system within the AIM program to externalize your thoughts is really helpful, because then you can see your own behavior as a third person, which is, it has been massive. Like seriously, the level of depth that I've been experiencing now, comparison to a year ago, 2 years ago. Yeah, kind of 2 years ago it kind of started. It's so massive, it's unbelievable. So, yeah, I kind of want to close it off with that one. Thank you very much. Enjoy the rest of your day. And if you have your own thoughts about that concept of time bending, something like that, or anything else regarding it, like record yourself and place it online. It doesn't even need to be online, but put it on YouTube and put it on private. And then rewatch your own episodes. Because it starts off with, like, first is dumping your actions, and then rewatching the stuff that the actions or the ideas that you have had, and reiterate it. Like, listen back to yourself. At the beginning, it sounds tedious, but it's so amazing. It really is. Good. Let me close it off with this one. Thank you very much and enjoy the rest of your day. Bye bye.